Doodle.
Hi everybody, it's Onyx here, and today I am bringing you part 2 of the final part of What If Deku Had the Death Note. I should be able to make this video around about 19 minutes long, so I do hope you guys really enjoy this part, and if you guys would like to suggest what ifs in the comment section down below, that'd be highly appreciated. As for the people who want to know why the hell this is the final part, just keep this in mind, this story is for fun. Reason why I'm doing this was because if you've seen the actual Death Note series and everything like that, Light actually goes on a killing spree, killing every single bad person. I would say Deku have adopted his personality more or less, but Izuku's going to be more mentally insane, so he's probably going to kill his enemies and still kill villains, I would say. So let's begin. We're going to continue where we last left off in this what if with the Shichigami eating the apple. So, what, are you going to take my offer or not? Let me think about this. Let me think. Maybe yes, I will take her offer. As Izuku said that through those couple of weeks, Izuku's been stuck in his room, training his body and his mind, and doing some research on villains and heroes' names, who would be real, who would be fake heroes. But the main objective for Izuku to find was All Might's real name and his real quirk. Izuku would have stayed up days and nights trying to figure this out, but this wasn't public knowledge, so Izuku was struggling way too much, as Izuku's body in this timeline would be more or less around about, well, I would say the 3rd month in UA, because Izuku's training would be more serious, and Izuku wanted to become the type of person who can protect people and also destroy them from the inside out. Damn it, why can't I find his name? Izuku said in a furious rage. Don't worry, you'll find it sooner or later. Damn it. If I keep on doing the same road as I am, people are gonna get to him before I can. God damn it. Well then, looks like you've pushed yourself a little bit too hard. You've got 2 months for that goddamn entrance exam you keep on blabbling on about. So, how about I give you an alternative, kid, hey? Izuku turned around to the Shichigami in pure confusion. What do you mean by alternative? Well, I can give you a power, but the cost is half of your lifespan. But it's a fair deal, as I would say. What would be so great I can offer you half my lifespan for a power? I already have the Death Note to kill people by just writing their names. So, what would it be so important to cost half my lifespan? As Shichigami just looked at him with a grin. You get to see All Might's real name. Not just that, you'll be able to see everyone's real name. And the power, and also their lifespan and when they're going to die. As Izuku just smirked at this, saying, "Is that it?" Perfect. So, what's it going to be like to put them in? Izuku said. Well, it's more or less putting like in contacts. Just give me a couple seconds and boom, you have them. As Izuku just looked at him, saying that, I'll think about this, but if this is what I think it is, I'll be able to see All Might's real name and quirk in no time. Izuku laughed maniacally as Izuku turned back to his book, started to write people's names in, like Kamui Woods and Mount Ladies. If you guys do not know what their real names are, you can Google them on Google. Through the couple of months, Izuku's trainings increased, and now his body is now at the 3 months after UA. As we do a little time skip when Izuku arrives at the UA entrance exam, Izuku is walking in with his notebook in the back of his bag, basically in a secret compartment. As we cut to the night before Izuku actually went to the UA entrance exam. So, Shichigami, remember when you told me about those eyes that can basically see person's death, real name, and quirk, you said? Yes, I remember that. So, you taking up the deal or what? Yes, I would like to take up the deal, but could you give me an extra something? Because I am giving you half my lifespan after all. What should I give you? What should I give you? How about an extra added on strength boost? How about that? Tempting. Screw it. Why not? As we come back to present day, Izuku is walking into the entrance exam sitting down, with Bakugo staring at the intent to kill more or less. Izuku looked over to Bakugo, seeing his weird white light on top of his head. So that's the day he's going to die. Very, very interesting. As Izuku listened to President Mike as he went on droning on and on, as Izuku just sat there absorbing every single bit of information like a sponge, while the Shichigami was there just sitting there out of nowhere. Come on kid, hurry up for the exciting part, I'm bored! As Izuku didn't understand him, but he just wrote on a piece of note from his bag, not from the Death Note of course. As the Shichigami read it, it's saying that I can't speak because people think I'm insane. I am basically insane, but if people find out I'm talking to you here, they'll probably think I'm cheating and kick me out. Alright then kid, I'll shut up for the rest of the time I'm here then. As Izuku just kept on carrying on to his test as we cut to the physical part of the entrance exam. Izuku was actually getting ready to actually start running into the practical portion, as President Mike was just starting to get all the crowd ready and hyped up. As Izuku was just stretching as he saw a girl in the front being stressed. Izuku paid no mind as he just started to walk forward just so he can get to the front. As Ida just shoved his hand on Izuku's shoulder saying that, "Excuse me, but I'm not going to let you just lose her concentration for you to demotivate her. Go back to the back of the line," Ida said. As Izuku just moved his hands off his shoulder and just saying straight to his face, "Excuse me, but I want to get in front of the line because I want to get more points, kid. How about you shut up and let me do what I want to do instead of you just being such an arrogant little prick, Ingenium's brother," Izuku said with spite in his voice. As most of everyone there was just ignoring it, his Ida was just straight up offended on it, as he was trying to lecture Izuku for what's right and what's wrong. Izuku just ignored him and started walking forward. "You're next on my list, you rich brat," Izuku said, as President Mike started to count down. 3, 2, 1, go, as everyone started to run out of the front entrances in a very big hurry, as Izuku is just standing there for a couple of seconds to take everything in, but the moment he felt President Mike said go, he ran like a madman, being as strong as 2% one for all. Well, you see where this is going. I know the Shichigami doesn't give you this, but it's with this training as well. I'm just adding different things on because it's the My Hero universe. As Izuku went running, jumping, and murdering a bunch of robots, as Izuku managed to get to 30 points, just enough to get into basically a class 1B more or less. As Izuku felt a big rumbling on the ground, seeing a hulking behemoth in front of him. In this timeline, Izuku wouldn't have gone chasing after the 0-pointer because he didn't really give that much of a shit. As a girl tried to shout for help, but Izuku just ignored it and ran off. As the 0-pointer was still coming after them, this is when one of the pro heroes have to step in, but it was too late. The 0-pointer crushed Oraka, almost killing her, but she left her in a vegetated state, but she was still really close to death. Recovery girl was trying to get there as fast as she could, but she couldn't make it as Oraka died then and there. Hit the like button if you hate Oraka. I'm joking, boys. Izuku stared back at what the mumbling mess there was. Izuku just said, the heroes in the observation room did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Izuku growled internally. None of them are true heroes, not even All Might. I'm going to get every single last one of them. It's the last fucking thing I do, Izuku said. As we cut to a couple of days later, with All Might, Nezu, and all the rest of the pro heroes looking over the videos of the students doing their hardest. As Nezu was finally looking over the class of Class 1B's applications, the people who could actually get the most amount of points to actually get into UA. As Nezu went over the 30 points people as he saw someone who caught his eye. Izuku Midoriya, quirk, Death Seer. Izuku managed to get that name, managed to put through the quirk evaluation type of thing. As Nezu looked over this, as he passed it to All Might and Nighteye. As All Might looked at this, stating that, wait, this kid can, wait, what's this? Oh my god, this kid can see the people when people die? All Might said in a very shocked tone. Wait, this might be what we need. We need to find this kid where he lives right now. We need to make sure All Might can live longer somehow. As a couple of days went past, as Izuku got his letter at his front door, Izuku opened it to see that All Might protected, as All Might would have said everything like the original, but instead of Class 1A and B, Izuku would be working in the support apartment. As this just infuriated Izuku because he knew he got enough to get into Class 1B, as Izuku felt like he was being treated unequally because he didn't have a physical enhancement quirk. As this just infuriated Izuku, so this made him go on another killing spree. Alright, time to grab some crisps and quickly just nom nom and right, my dude. As Izuku just kept on writing through that day. As Izuku making worldwide news. Izuku killing over 25, almost 300 pro heroes that are in the top 50 rankings, all the way to the top 20. As worldwide news was calling Izuku some form of exponential villain that had the power to create death and cause it, but they didn't realize Izuku was just sat at home writing on a book. Izuku was just sitting there as he heard a knock at his front door. Izuku was hesitating to answer it, so he hid all senses of his death note around his bedroom. As it took 2 minutes, as Izuku went to his front door to answer it, to look through the peephole to see a Nighteye. Izuku was hesitant of opening the door, but Izuku looked at Nightaye's real name as he saw. I actually don't know Nightaye's real name, so you guys are gonna have to cope with me on that. Izuku looked at his real name as Izuku still had the piece of paper of the notebook in his pocket. Izuku opened the notebook to write down, note to self, Nighteye can't read any sorts of death note mind of. Basically it writes about Nighteye can't see the future on Izuku, more or less. As Izuku opened the door for Nighteye to instantly use his quirk, but it's seeing nothing. As they all came in with Izuku not inviting them, so they forced their way in. So this is your home, Nighteye said. As Izuku just said to them, okay, what do you want? Izuku said in a very venomous tone. Well, kid, how do I put this? I want you to see my death, All Might said. Huh, why should I help someone who told me to kill myself? Toshi no ri, Izuku said in a very venomous questioning tone. Oh yeah, wait, how do you know my real name? All Might said. Well, that's one hectic, more better things about my quirk. I see people's real names and what their true intentions are. You just want me because I can actually see your death, don't you, Toshinori? Izuku said. Just tell me my death, kid, and I won't put you away for knowing a pro hero's personal life. Actually, you won't be able to. On my quirk registration, it doesn't say I can, so I can just say I just guessed it, Izuku said. Right now, you're just a random bunch of males in a kid's apartment. So, I would recommend if you leave at this very moment, or we're gonna have some trouble, Izuku said. as All Might and all rest of them tried to force Izuku to tell him their death, as Izuku would just said, "No, I'm not telling you, my god." You're getting under my skin. Leave. We're not leaving until you tell us. Leave, and I will tell you then, Izuku said, as All Might and everyone else just sighed as they all walked off. Through those days, Izuku would have tried to ignore All Might the moment they passed in the hallways of UA. This time, Izuku's actually made friends in the actual support apartment, at least he's tried to. He's actually managed to get some feelings for a girl in his actual class called Mei Hatsume, but Izuku was still trying to figure out what type of feelings these feelings were because he's never felt them before. Izuku's only felt like bullying, sadness, and sorrow in him. Izuku managed to actually talk to her and actually create some inventions like some sticky gloves, a ray of destruction, that type of bullshit, like what Mei would have created in the canon, but a little bit better because Izuku's got higher intelligence. All the USJ and everything hasn't happened yet. The only thing that's happened so far is the heroes versus villains. We're going to change up the storyline here and make it begin at this moment with Izuku's point of view. So Mei, what are we going to do about the little ray shrinking thing that we tried to make? As Izuku, before he could finish that sentence, had a knock at his door in front of the classroom. Izuku went to just say, "Come in," as All Might in his skinny form came walking in and asking for Izuku Midoriya. Izuku just complied and just walked with him down the corridor as he arrived at Nezu's office. Izuku just walked in. "Oh, hi, Mr. Midoriya. I'm pretty much sure you know who this person is. I invited you." "No, I don't actually. So, what do you want?" "Well, let's just cut to the case. We want you to tell us All Might's death." "Oh, for God's sake, you really want to know that bad? Seriously? It's really that bad a symbol of peace wants to know his goddamn death date? Huh, pathetic." "Why do you think this is pathetic?" "Well, let's just start off with him insulting me on top of the roof, telling me to almost kill myself, give up my dreams, you know, the yada yada type of stuff that people would tell you on the daily if you were quirkless. Well, I got my quirk from almost killing myself, so gives a rough understanding on that, Nezu, eh?" Izuku said with Nezu's face in shock, thinking a symbol of peace could do something so heinously. As Nezu would have just told Izuku that he's free for the day while he talks to All Might about his actions. Izuku didn't take any time, however, as the moment he exited the room he pulled out his death note as he started to sign everyone's name that he saw that day, killing most of the top 10, leaving only Miraka, Ryuka, and Endeavor left. Izuku made his debut as L as everything went like Death Note, but Izuku managed to actually almost get away with every single death he has actually occurred, as Izuku would have left his life out the way he wanted, killing most of the pro heroes that would have wronged him, creating a peaceful world of actual good heroes. So I hope you guys like the 20 minutes or 19 minutes of this video. This is a short story. This script was actually made by Whiskey 422 off of Wattpad. I do hope you guys really enjoyed this series, and if you guys would like more stuff like this with only 2 parts attached, please tell me in the comment section down below, because normally when I do like what ifs, I normally do around about 10 or 15 parts. For people who wanted Snake Girl to be out, I'm still writing the script, so I'm trying to make a 30-minute Snake Girl long video. Thank you all for watching, and see you all later. Goodbye.